So we're back in the kitchen. Here we go. Let me show you how to make the most delicious, and these truly are the most delicious biscotti. These are called my Christmas biscottis. And I'm going to show you some of the ingredients that you're going to need. Okay? You're going to need maraschino cherries. But let me tell you something. Make sure you get them in the glass. Aldi sells them in the plastic jars. They do not taste the same. I had purchased them. I opened them. Get the glass maraschino cherries and get them in this size. And this is a 1 pound, 16 ounce jar of maraschino cherries. Delicious. You're going to have to drain these. You need a package of white chocolate chips, a pound of butter. I mean, 2 sticks of butter. Did I say a pound? 2 sticks of butter, softened. Some slivered almonds, yes. You're going to need some almond extract. And if you have amaretto, you could put some of that in there too. Oh, delicious, delicious. Sugar, eggs, and flour. Let's put this mixture together. Now I'm going to tell you, you really, truly, if you do not have a KitchenAid mixer, you may want one or get a mixer to do this with. I've done it by hand many times, but it is easier to do it with a standing mixer. It truly is. So what do I need? I need sugar. I wrote down my recipe, like I should know this off the top of my head already. So what I'm going to do is I'm doubling my recipe. So I will put a 1 batch recipe in here and in the description, but I'm doubling mine because I'm making them for some other people. So here we go. Where are my eggs? Here's my eggs. And where's my sugar? Here's my sugar. Now, for the sugar, you're going to need 1.5 cups, but that's because I'm doubling it. So I'll put down a single one. Let me get 1. I don't know why I'm speeding. I don't have to rush to do this, right? No. So I'm putting in 1.5 cups of sugar. Yes, I am. I'm putting in 4 eggs. And you know what I always say, I like to crack the eggs. Take a look at them, make sure they're okay. Put that in. If your eggs are room temperature, that's great. If they're not, don't worry about it. Because right now these are not room temperature eggs. And I can assure you it's going to come out just as good. You know how bakers say, oh, you know what, you should really let them, go room temperature. No reason. Really, for this recipe, there's no reason. Okay, so right now in this bowl, we put in 4 eggs and 1.5 cups of sugar. There's not that much sugar in this because this will make a lot of biscotti, so that's not a lot of sugar. I'll put that to the side. Clean up my little messy here because it's a little messy. Okay. Put my eggs to the side. Grab my sugar. I already grabbed my sugar. Grab my butter. At this point, I'm just going to do a quick stir. I know it's going to be, don't mind the sound. Okay, I just incorporated the sugar and the eggs. And now I'm going to take out, this is my house. It's a nut house. You realize that, right? I have 3 dogs in this house. And if some of you don't know, my daughter moved in almost a year ago. And she brought home her golden retriever and her chocolate lab. And we have all gelled and mended together. There's 3 dogs living in this house. When my friend Michael came, he brought his dog, Mac, with him. He's a Bichon. We had a blast. Oh, by the way, my friend gave me this. Isn't this beautiful? Michael gave me this bracelet. That's just my oven preheating to 350. Isn't that stunning? I'll never take it off my wrist because it was given to me by him. And he also brought me, as soon as I get my plates, he brought me the I Love Lucy plates. Oh, they're adorable. Oh, they make me laugh. I want to put them in my dining room. Okay, so I'm putting 2 sticks of butter, softened butter. Make sure it's soft. And what we're going to do now is we're going to turn this on. A little noisy. blended beautifully together. It really did. Take this, put this in this bowl over here. I know it's really simple. It really is simple. Now, the maraschino cherries. Oh my goodness, wait a minute now, guys. Now watch, you won't be able to open them. And Doug went to work. Oh my goodness. Oh goodness me, wait a minute now. Oh, there we go, I got them. You want to drain the liquid out of here. So, it will stain, so have Comet nearby. Let me just drain these. Go. Just rinsing my sink out. Quick. Okay, so these are drained. The liquid is drained out of these. Now, the easiest way you could do this is to have a mini chop. Other than that, you're going to get your hands all full of red dye. I mean, really, that's what's going to happen. So, I have a little mini chop right here. And what I'm going to do is I am going to take my cherries, and I'm going to put my cherries in the mini chop, the whole container. I'm going to put the top on it, and I'm going to chop them up. I'm pulsing because I'll show you what I want to do. Okay, perfect. Let me show you. Oh, that's perfect. They're chopped, but they're not whole anymore. Now they're all chopped up, ready to go into this. But they'll take a second before they go in. You're going to laugh because your mixture is going to turn pink. It will turn pink. Won't do anything to the flavor. If anything, it enhances everything. Okay, now we have to put flour in here. So far, so good, right? It's easy. It's really simple. I'm going to take our flour, and we're going to put in, and I'm putting in 4 cups of flour because I doubled the recipe. Okay. So, and this is a KitchenAid Professional Series. Let me tell you how I got this machine. I'll make you laugh. I have always wanted a KitchenAid. I'm one of those women that has always wanted a KitchenAid. But well, it would be nice to lower the thing so I could put the flour in, don't you think? That's 1 cup. So my mother-in-law had given me a gift certificate to Bed Bath & Beyond. And my father-in-law had given me, he gave me some money. And then I had a coupon. So I go, now, the Professional Series costs a lot of money. It was like $450. I know, and I would never spend it, okay? But I figured, well, I got a gift certificate, a little bit of money that I got for the holidays, and the coupon. Well, I get there, they don't have it. So I went, oh, and I was out with Doug. So that was number 2 that we put in here. Oh, there is no sifting. Don't worry about sifting. You don't have to sift the flour. I know. It's not that hard, right? So far, it's easy. Here's the, cup number 3. So I say to the girl, I want that. Could you get me that? This was the display. Could you get me a box? And she said to me, oh, we have no more in the back. I thought, oh, no, no, no. I said, I don't want to hear that. I said, can I have the display model? Of course, you'll have to give me a better price. I swear to God, I said it. I walked out of there because I took the display model with my coupon and my gift certificate. I paid $150 for this. $150. You can't touch this for $150. I cried all the way home. I cried all the way home. My husband thought, what the hell's wrong with you? I said, Doug, I always wanted one, but I would have never gone out to buy one. I was always doing cookies by hand. And a year before that, I made cookies for, and you're not going to believe when I tell you this, but I did. I made cookies for all the police departments and fire departments in my town. I did. And there was 3 police departments, state, local, and town. Mm-hmm. And I made gigantic, when I tell you gigantic trays of assortment of Christmas cookies, I wish I would have videotaped it. They didn't have stuff like they have nowadays, you know what I mean? That was cup number 4. And me and my mother came to the house. I said, Ma, you got to come over. I said, I have all this assortment of different Christmas cookies in tins. And we have to make up big platters and drop them off as gifts to our police force. My father was a New York City police officer. And I wanted to do that because just months prior to that, there was a police officer that got shot in our town. So I felt almost like obligated. I wanted to do that. I wanted to give back to them because I love the police department. I truly do. And that's the way it goes. So I did that. And that I did all those cookies by hand. Can you imagine? I didn't even have this at the time. Oh, so now what we're going to do, put this on a low speed. Otherwise you'll have flour all over the kitchen. Oh, it's not plugged in. Well, that's good, Denise. You know, I'm wondering why it's not working. There we go. Oh, it's like a tank. This is like a tank. So I'm mixing it in slowly, but once I see that the mixture is more incorporated is when I can put this up a little bit higher on the speed. Oh, my. Now I'm going to go a little faster. Not too much. Oh, there we go. See what I mean? Okay. Now I'm going to take our cherries. Oh my goodness. Oh. You know what? I want to show you what I mean by how little they're cut up. I want you to see that. You see? Can you see? They're just diced. Just diced. Put that in there. Now I'll stain my fingers because that's what happens. And I'm just going to put the cherry mixture in. I know, easy, right? It's not that hard. It's not that hard. It's different. And I can guarantee you, if you make this for your friends and your family, they're all going to ask you, oh my goodness, where did you get those? Or, better yet, can you make them every holiday for me? When I used to work, when I used to actually leave my house and go to work, now it's just work being in the house, the guys I used to work with, I was always making trays of cookies for everybody at work too. They'd say, Denise, when are you making those Christmas biscotti? I go, Christmas. I'm not making them anymore. And it's not a cheap cookie to make. Let's be real. You know, we're putting in white chocolate, we're putting in almonds, we're putting in cherries. It is not a cheap cookie to make. And it's a time-consuming cookie to make, and you'll see why. So, and do you know what biscotti means when they say biscotti? Well, basically, biscotti is twice baked. So we're going to have to twice bake these. Yeah, we are. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix the cherry mixture in with the flour and the eggs and the butter. And my mixture's turning pink, but I'll show it all to you. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now, some people are going to be like, oh my God, she put in this chocolate and she's using a KitchenAid. That's correct. I am. So we're taking a whole bag of chocolate. Now I will tell you, even though I am doubling this recipe, when it comes to the cherries, because you might say, I don't, you know, Denise, you took a pound of cherries, you took 16-ounce jars. They have 8-ounce jars in the grocery stores too. And then I'm going to take, this is definitely 2 cups of slivered almonds. And I want you to know what I do with my almonds and my nuts. I freeze them, just so that you know. When I get them, I freeze them. So now everything is in here, and I'm going to give it a quick mix. This is a powerful machine. You may want to actually do that by hand if you don't have a powerful machine. Now I lowered that as we were going because I wanted all the stuff to get off the blade. And now I'm going to take the blade off. As you can tell, this is not a plastic blade. This is a metal blade. I was thrilled to get this. I really was thrilled to get this. This was so great. Okay. Let me wash my hands. Okay, my hands are washed. And now I'm going to take this off of here. And what I'm going to do is, first I want to show you guys, see? It's all pink. It's so pretty, isn't it so pretty? It really is so pretty. And what I'm going to do now, because I don't need this KitchenAid on here anymore, on top of my stove. Now this baby is pretty heavy, I will be honest with you. And I asked Doug to bring it up from the basement for me. I always carry it. I have it down my basement, but I'm just going to move it. Oh my goodness. Wish me luck. I'm moving this. Oh my goodness. Okay. There we go. Oh, there we go, and I'm back. Okay, so let's put this right over here. We used up all of this. That's done. Now, I'm going to take the extracts myself and put them in, and because I literally forgot to do that, so I will be mixing anyway. So let me find a big spoon. This is a big spoon. Okay, so what I'm taking is a tablespoon of almond extract. Just drizzle it on in. Oh, don't you love the smell of almond? What do I have, a little bit in there? Just, I'm dumping whatever, there was a drop in there. And this is up to you. But, and you know what, it might be stuck, yeah. Well, Doug's not here, so I'm not going to worry about it. And I'm going to take just a little bit more. I love almond extract. So I'm going to put another, for 2 batches that's in here, 2 tablespoons of almond extract. Had I been able to open this, but it's sealed shut, I would have definitely put 2 tablespoons of this in with 1 teaspoon of almond. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix the mixture up, because like a fool, I forgot to put the almond extract in. I know. But it'll be fine. It'll be fine. And I'm mixing everything up in here. Oh, now you can see there it's work as far as mixing it. That's why if you have a KitchenAid, it'll be a breeze to make. Seriously, a breeze with a KitchenAid. By hand, it's a heavy dough. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Just folding everything in. Oh, that's perfect. That is perfect. Now, it's going to have almost like a pasty consistency. You know, a cookie dough recipe, like a cookie dough would be. Now, this is the fun part. Let me get the pan. Here we go. Okay. Parchment paper. Get parchment paper. I can't stress that enough. Get the parchment paper. What we're going to do is, and I want to lower this so you guys can see. Let me just lower this. Okay. Because this is key. What we're going to do is we're going to take this. Oops. We're going to make a log. Okay? And you're going to say, Denise, that's really hard to make a log with. Not really. Just put sections, and eventually you'll have a log. Okay, now, I'm going to show the, ooh, hello. See what I mean? Doesn't that look discombobulated? There's a method to my madness. You're going to take your hands and you're going to put them in cold water. Leave some of the water on your hands. Nobody ever tells you this part. My hands are wet. They're moist. Start forming it into like you're making a meatloaf, okay? I'm serious. Start forming it like you're making a meatloaf. And I'll show you what it looks like. You want to press down and you want to put it together. And I'm going to show you. There you go. Oops. Keep moving that. There we go. There you go. How easy is that, right? Now, we're going to put this into a 350-degree oven. This, believe it or not, is probably going to bake for about 40 minutes. After 25, right? So after 25 minutes, depending on your altitude, depending on the temperature of your oven, I want you to check on it. And then when it's out, I'll show you what it should look like when you check on it. In they go. Let me just wipe my hands. And in it goes. Ooh, it's warm in that oven. Okay. And see, I have a lot more left to make more logs. And in actuality, I'm only gonna get another log out of that. It might be a little bit bigger, but I'm only gonna get another log out of it. So, I'll come back and I'll show you when these babies come out of the oven and what the next step is. See ya. I'll be back. Okay, so I took it out of the oven. I have to say this cooked, again, let me show you. This cooked for about 30 minutes. Now it's not done yet. The oven still is at 350 degrees. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut these cookies on it by Anthony, and I'm gonna show you, they're not cooked all the way through yet. With a serrated blade, serrated, you're gonna need to do serrated. We're slicing the cookies on an angle because they're going back in the oven. That is what biscotti actually means, twice baked. And now you can see where the time comes into these cookies, because just because you think they're done, they're really not. Now, a lot of times the cookie's cooked through and through, and you may just want to have a softer cookie, but really a biscotti tends to be a little on the harder side because a lot of people like to dunk their biscotti into black coffee with a little anisette in that black coffee. That's the traditional way of having a biscotti. But I have a girlfriend that just loves to make a cup of tea and have her biscotti, and she does it every night. She goes, Denise, I make a cup of tea at Christmas time, and we're just gonna keep this little end off to the side. The little ends just keep off, okay? All right. Now what we do from here is we take our biscotti, we put them on their sides in the pan. These are really cute because they're not really big. You know, sometimes I make them longer. I make this much longer, but I just wanted to make it easier for you guys to watch, because the smaller the loaf, the easier it is to cut, and you'll have practically no waste. A lot of times with the bigger loaves, it tends to be a little harder because they're longer, so when you're cutting them, sometimes they end up breaking. So now we're going to put these back in the oven. I wanted to show you something. These are still moist on the inside. Let me see if I can grab one without breaking it. Okay, there we go. Isn't that pretty? You see all the almonds and you see the white chocolate, and it's just so lovely. And you can see at the bottom of the biscotti got a little brown. So we're going to put them back in the oven, usually for about 15 minutes. It's going to dry them out. So I'm going to put them back in the oven for about 15 minutes, and then I'll come back to them. And I'm not going to flip them. Let me just move away a little bit over here so you guys can see me. I'm not going to flip them. I typically let the top dry out. I put them on a cooling rack and let them cool through. You can flip them if you want. If I find they're a little too moist, I will flip them. A lot of times when they're this small, they'll dry out both sides. But if I find they're a little moist, I'll flip them over. That's the time. It's very time consuming, as you can see, with the cooking part of it. But they're worth every single bite, and they're absolutely delicious. And then when they're done, I'll show you when they're all finished. I know, it's very exciting. But the ends, just so that you know, let me show you the end. Hello. It's dried out already. So what does that mean? Oh, that means this is my snack. Oh my God. Mmm. That is delicious. Oh my goodness. Remember, I use salted butter, so you don't have to add salt to the recipe. Well, here goes another pound, who knows? I'll show you in a little while when they come out what they look like. Simple, right? It wasn't that difficult. Be back in a little bit. And until I see you guys the next time, I hope you give these cookies a try. I'm going to do them again and again today. But seriously, They are so good. They are absolutely delicious. I'll take just a little crumb because I ate the other end. Please try them. I think you're going to absolutely adore them. They're not difficult really to make. Keep my secret. Wet your hands, make that log. Really easy. Most people try to do it with the top of a spoon. They never get it smooth. Their cookies crack. That's my secret. I'm passing it on to you guys. Have a great day. Enjoy yourselves. And until we meet again. Bye-bye, guys.